Hi, students. Mr. Span here. We are going to cover in this tutorial video examples, uh, the assignment, which is the rhythmic analysis examples 4 through 6. That is your assignment. Before we go into that, I have to apologize because I accidentally, in the last rhythmic analysis assignment, which was 1 through 3, I accidentally posted the wrong sheet. I didn't post this sheet for you for you to use as your worksheet. I posted another one which belonged to my 5th grade class, so I apologize. Since then, I've gone in and I've changed it and posted this sheet, the right sheet, on that assignment. So please go back if you haven't done so and do that assignment now that you have the right worksheet up there. Okay, so we're going to go into rhythmic analysis for rhythm examples. This is on 4-bar rhythm example sheet 2 and exercises 4 through 6. Okay, before we go into that, we're going to, those examples 4 through 6 have a new type of note value, included in those rhythms. It's called a dotted half note, okay? Gets 3 beats of sound, and you also have a dotted half rest. Its rest counterpart, a dotted half rest, which also gets 3 beats of silence, okay? All right, so dotted half note, 3 beats of sound, dotted half rest, 3 beats of silence, okay? Now, we have to explain that. What is the dot? What's the difference between, I'm gonna flip my page over. What is the difference between a regular old half note and a dotted half note? This gets 2 beats. And this gets 3 beats. Why does it get 3 beats, Mr. Span? Well, the reason why is because this dot here adds an extra half of the value of the note it's attached to. It adds half of the note it's attached to. So in this case, it's attached to a half note, okay? All right, so if it's attached to a half note and it gets half of what it's attached, the dot itself gets half of what it's attached to. The half note is worth 2. So what's half of 2? 1. Okay, so you have the 2 beats from the half note plus, it's supposed to be a plus sign though, it's like multiplication. You have the 2 beats plus it adds an extra half. So half of 2 is 1, which equals 3. Okay? All right? Now, let's say I put this dot on another type of note. Let's say I put it on a quarter note. Not a quarter note, a whole note. We all know that a whole note is worth 4 beats by itself. But if I put it on a dot on that whole note, we're adding an extra half. So the whole note by itself is worth 4 beats. Okay? We add the dot, you have that 4 plus an extra half of that whole note. What's half of 4? Half of 4 is 2, equaling 6 beats. So a dotted whole note would be worth 6 beats of sound. A dotted whole note. Okay? All right? One more example. Let's say I had a quarter note. Quarter note is worth 1 beat. All right? Now, if I had a dotted quarter note, okay, you're adding an extra half Okay, so 1 for the quarter note, and then you're adding an extra half. What's half of 1? Half of 1 is half. If I had one whole apple and I gave you half, okay, what do you have? You have half of an apple, okay, which equals, now the quarter note, that the 1 plus the half equals 1.5, okay? So the dotted quarter note would be worth 1.5 beats of sound, okay? And then you do the same thing for all of its rest counterparts. So this, sorry, I'm rushing a little bit, so it's not the most perfect half rest. That would be 3 beats of silence, whole rest. With the dot. 6 beats. 6 beats of silence. And then so the quarter rest. 1.5 beats. So you see how it works? Cool. Now, moving on to our exercise. Now, I am not going to do the work for you. I am just going to show you the example of how this goes. I am only going to do the first 2 measures of example 4. The rest is up to you to complete. All right? Now, number 4. Again, we're in 4/4 time, 4 beats per measure, okay? Now, in analyzing this, in the first measure, we have a quarter note. That's the first character in the measure. Quarter note is worth 1 full beat of sound, okay? Then we've come across a dotted half note, what we just learned. And again, that's 3 beats of sound, okay? So that takes up all of beat 2, all of beat 3, and all of beat 4. Okay, one full count, and then 3 full counts on the dotted half note. Okay, then we go to the next measure. This is a regular old half note, so that it's first in the measure, it's worth 2 beats, so it takes up the first beat of the measure and the second beat of the measure. Then you have a quarter note. We've already taken up beat 1 and beat 2, all of it. And so this goes in order, in line. That's 3, all of beat 3. And then finally, this one is beat 4. Okay? All right, so you are to complete 4 exercises, 4, 5, and 6. That's 4 measures for each. So number 4, all 4 measures. Number 5, all 4 measures. Number 6, all 4 measures. Okay? And then you submit it. If you do not have a printer, please rewrite it just as you see it on the page. And then do the analysis just like I did here for all of them, all the 12 measures total between all 3 examples. And then submit it. Take a picture of it and submit it. Okay, I hope this was helpful. I'll talk to you later. Bye.